Hi, I'm James, and in this video I am taking a look at the HP Stream 11 notebook. This is a small 11.6 inch laptop which I've picked up in the Black Friday sales. It was £150 from Currys. This is the newer version of the Stream 11, so it not only comes pre-installed with Windows 10, and I'm going to move that out the way quickly, but it also has the later Braswell based Celerons. So this is the N3050 Celeron. The original ones used the Bay Trail based Celeron, which was an earlier design. So this is now the 14nm processor instead of 22nm, so should bring with it some improvements in performance and power consumption. And in the box we have our pack here for 100GB for 2 years on OneDrive for cloud storage, our worldwide telephone support, and our quick start for how to set up the laptop. We also have power lead and power adapter, and then the laptop itself. So as I say, this is a nice neat 11.6 inch design. Specs on this are fairly basic. We have 32GB of eMMC storage. So that is sort of a flash memory storage on a low power controller. We can see it's a nice blue colour. We have this sort of, it looks like almost a brushed finish, but it's smooth plastic. The keys contrast quite nicely in the sort of creamy white and grey white there. And it looks like quite a nice laptop for kids perhaps. Obviously it's not necessarily something you might want to strut around with at work, but it's not a bad looking machine, you know, for something around the house and basic usage. Specs, like I say, quite low. We've only got 2GB of RAM with this, but it does have Windows 10 Home. It should be fairly usable with this. The eMMC storage does mean they do at least feel reasonably responsive with these sorts of machines normally. It's quite slim as well. Looking at ports, and on this side of the laptop we have a single USB port and a headphone jack, and we also have a little power indicator there. And then on the other side we have HDMI, USB 3, micro SD slot, and our power adapter slot there as well. So starting the Stream 11 up for the first time, and obviously we're not going to expect this to be a performance powerhouse. This is literally the cheapest new Windows 10 machine that PC World or Currys sell at the moment. Like I say, £150, so a very low cost system. Obviously, because we haven't been through the Windows setup yet, it's going to be taking longer than usual because it's going to be going through the initial user setup. And you can see we've got a little bit of unevenness in the backlighting, but it's not too bad. It's because of the lighting in this room, it's hard to get a good feel for it. It may actually just be the lighting and the shadows being cast. So now we're into the standard Windows first run process. So I will go through and get this set up and rejoin after it's completed this setup process. So with setup complete, and it's nice to see there isn't too much in the way of bloatware on the system. There are a few things here like Amazon and I believe that's TripAdvisor added onto the toolbar and Dropbox, but they aren't actually automatically loading. We do have some Avast Secure Line thing and McAfee Live Safe, which personally I would be uninstalling from the system immediately, but it's not bringing up a load of bloatware straight out of the box. That's probably in part down to the fact that we only have that 32GB eMMC. So if we look in this PC, we can see out of the box we only have 15.7GB of space free. That's obviously not a great deal, so this isn't a machine you're going to be filling with lots of pictures and videos. You might be able to get, say, a couple films on there if you want it while travelling, to store some backups on, to watch while you're on the road or something like that. Personally, I'd probably be going through and making a clean install of Windows on it, just to take it back to the absolute minimum to avoid losing space to some of the applications on here. Other than that, performance doesn't seem too bad. I mean, the fact that it's eMMC rather than a mechanical hard drive means for basic usage it should still be relatively snappy. If you start doing anything graphically or CPU intensive, obviously it's then going to start to struggle. But for, general use, it should be relatively quick. We're just shutting it down now, and with it shut down, if we time the boot time from here to the desktop. This is obviously using the Windows 10 hybrid shutdown, which will help speed things up a little bit, as it's not really a full shutdown. So you're looking at just over 30 seconds from turning the machine on to the desktop. Once you're there, things like Microsoft Edge, and this is kind of worst case because the machine's just starting up. But starting up applications and things like that should be relatively snappy. If you're using, say, the built-in mail client and things like that, you shouldn't have bad performance. If you're starting to use anything particularly that's going to eat a lot of memory, because you only have 2 gigs of memory in this, you may struggle. But for basic usage, it's worth taking a look. It's not a bad looking machine. They're not badly built. For £150, it may be just what you're after if you're considering, say, this or a Chromebook. You can also, if storage space is a concern, add up to, I believe, a 128GB micro SD card into this. I'll correct that if I'm wrong with an annotation, but I believe that's right. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to see more. We've picked up a few other laptops in the Black Friday sales, and we'll also be looking at performance videos shortly. Thanks for watching.